What is up, guys? Winter Kills here. Welcome back to a brand new open game save video. I think this is the 12th rendition of the series where we talk about a whole bunch of things going on right now in my space, in the space of the whole community. Things like that. We'll be addressing some things that I feel are important to address. I've got some org things to look at and tell you guys about. But I got this Photon Galaxy deck up on the screen right now because I was recently thinking about rebuilding this deck. I have the whole deck in a cart on like eBay, and I kind of want to order it and play it again because it's getting some awesome new support. And we're getting this card, Hyperstar, some point in the future, making this deck that much better, and it already mains Photon Sanctuary. You got all these wannabe decks out there that just want to run this card because it's good, right? But when you can play it in the OG deck that is Photon Galaxy, and if you know the history of this channel, we go way back to 2015 maybe, late 2014, early 2016. I had a lot of Photon Galaxy on this channel, and I miss it. I miss it greatly, and I'm so happy to see new support, this card, and this card getting some hype around it. But what are we going to be talking about? Like I said, Photon Galaxy cards, new Cyber Dragon cards, as well as 2 Mermail builds that we have to decide going forward come the new ban list. But anyways, let's look at some of these new cards. So we have Photon Vanisher. Basically, this guy is level 4 Photon Monster, light, 2000 attack, 0 defense, fitting in with the theme for Photon Monsters, high attack, low defense. And of course, level 4. Cannot be normal summon set, must first be special summoned from your hand while you control a Photon or Galaxy monster. You can only special summon Photon Vanisher once per turn this way. So this card is a better Galaxy Knight in the fact that it's a level 4. This and Photon Thrash are going to go hand in hand together, and we'll talk about Advancer with that as well. But let's read the rest of the effect. If this card is special summoned, you can add a Galaxy-ized Photon Dragon from your deck to your hand, which this fuels the fodder for a card like Trade-In, right? And that's really good because draw power is very important in this deck. And if it is special summon, what's the other thing here? Add the Photon Galaxy Dragon. I butchered the name there. It can attack this turn if it is special summoned. And then an Xyz monster that was used using this card as material gains the effect. Cannot be destroyed by battle, or monsters destroyed by battle with this card are banished instead of going to the graveyard. That's also really, really strong. So I think this card is great. Obviously, the Photon Vanisher and Photon Thrasher going hand in hand. Start your turn off with a Thrasher into Vanisher. You've got yourself a free rank 4, and then you could even use. I was gonna say you could use Expedition, but it just sets up a rank 4 to play to go into this card or this new card, which we'll talk about in a second. Photon Advancer. This card isn't as new. I think it's been in the pool for a while. I guess it's not new. Like, we've known about this card for a little while. So if a Photon monster is on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only use this. You can only special summon Photon Advancer once per turn this way. If another Photon monster is on the field, this card gains 1000 attack. So if you opened Thrasher, Vanisher, and Advancer, that's 3 level 4 lights immediately. Not accounting if you open Sanctuary as well. That's a free Hyperstar into these two into a rank 4. Tsukiyomi, this, you name it, right? That's pretty good. Just another card to add to the spam effect that Photon Galaxy has, so staying true to its form. Number 90, Galaxy-ized Photon Lord, 2 level 8s. We got ourselves another Galaxy-ized Photon Xyz card. Dark Matter Dragon was, I think, one of the last big hype cards for this deck, but obviously I was a little bit disappointed with that card since it really didn't do anything for this archetype at all. It just, they slapped the Galaxy, the name on it, and hey, this card's good for Dragon Rulers and nothing else, really. Let's read the effects. So 2 level 8s, I like that. It's not like something you have to overlay over top of another Xyz, you know, the Xyz change or whatever it's called. If this card has a Photon card as an Xyz material, which shouldn't be that hard to make considering we run Galaxy Expedition, but and Galaxy Queen's Light's another card I would recommend playing in this build that I don't have yet. But basically you can only use each of the effects of number 90 once per turn. When your opponent activates a monster effect, so this is a quick effect, you can detach one material from this card, negate that effect. Then if the detached material was a galaxy card, destroy that card. So that's really good. The fact that it was a galaxy card is nice because Galaxy Knight, prime suspect to be put underneath something like this. So that's really, really good. And the fact that it's a quick effect. 2,500 attack, 3k defense. I kind of wish I had 3k attack, but I guess we'll have to take with what we got. Work with what we got. Then during your opponent's turn, a quick effect. This is only during your opponent's turn. You can take one Photon or Galaxy card from your deck and either add it to your hand or attach it to this card as material, which is super good because you can just attach stuff from deck like Galaxy Eyes or Galaxy Knight, or Photon Thrasher even, or Vanisher, or Galaxy Wizard. It doesn't matter. You can attach anything. It does not have to meet the level. It just attaches anything, and it does it from deck too, or hand. That's really, really good. You could, attach a Photon Galaxy Eyes, from your deck, detach it, and then you could have a card like Return Ready Engraved to summon that out. So this card I think is very, very good for the archetype. And then we have Star Liege, Photon Blast Dragon. It's a rank 4, which is good because we got a lot of, cards to make rank 4s with. Star Liege, Lord Galaxian. I think there was another rank 4 like light monster that you could play. I forget what it was called, but I think you detach to and like negate something's effects. But it's good that we're getting good rank 4 support because I think that's something this deck lacks. So if this card is Ixie Summon, you can special summon one Photon monster from your hand. While this Ixie Summon card is on the field, your opponent cannot target monsters you control with 2,000 or more attack with card effects. Also, they cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So that's also really good. So this is turning out to be a pretty decent rank 4, 2,500 to defense. So you can just set this thing in defense and watch your opponent try to struggle to get over it. And then once per turn during your opponent's turn, quick effect, you can detach a material from this card, then target one of your Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragons that is banished or is in your graveyard and special summon it. That's really, really good. It's just a free reborn, and then that combos well with something like Expedition. You just play it, and then you get yourself another one of these out, or one of these, or one of these. Or no, you couldn't summon this, but one of these or one of these, and then you go into another rank 8, or what have you. So Star Liege, Photon Blast Dragon, I think it's going to be a great card for this deck, hence why I want to order this whole deck, because not only is it fun, but we're getting some pretty decent support. And then the last card is Photon Charge, or Change. Send this card to the graveyard during your second standby phase after activation. Alright, why do they have to do that? Really? Just let us have a good trap card. Alright, so you can send one face-up Photon or Galaxy monster you control to the grave, then activate one of these effects. If you sent Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon to the graveyard, you can activate both effects and resolve in sequence, so that's nice. If you do have that Photon Dragon in hand, but of course you could search it with Star Liege Photon Blast Dragon too. So special summon one Photon monster from your deck with a different original name from that monster. So that's good. You get just to summon out from your deck. That's nice. Add one Photon card from your deck to your hand, except Photon Charge, or Change. I don't know why I keep calling it Charge. Then you can only use this effect of Photon Change once per turn. So if you send Galaxy Eyes with it, you get to use both effects. That's a free special from deck, and that is a free search from deck as well. You can't add another copy of Photon Change, but you could add Thrasher, you could add Vanisher, you could add Advancer or Galaxy Eyes, whatever you really want to do. You could add Photon Sanctuary, I believe, with that. You can add one Photon card. So yeah, you could add Sanctuary to set up an X, or not an Xyz play, a Link play. Whole lot you can do with this card. I think it's probably the weakest out of all the support, but one thing they're lacking is a good trap card, Tachyon Transmigration. Not the greatest, we'll just leave it at that. And one of the last cards I want to look at was where is it? Okay, so the other card I wanted to talk about was Cybernetic Revolution, which obviously, as it says at the top there, is that this trap card is named after one of the very first sets they appeared in, which is super cool, and it's awesome because I remember the very first box of cards I was able to buy, I got for like one of my birthdays as I was like really young, and it was a box of Cybernetic Revolution. I almost said Horizon, different time period, but the Cyber Dragons like fascinated me. They were like my favorite monsters at the time, like, you know, Twin Cyber Dragon, Cyber End Dragon, just regular Cyber Dragon, Cyber Laser Dragon, all the really weird Cyber Dragon variations that we had a long time ago. I think that's cool, and the fact that this card is named after the set is even better. So what does this card do? It's a normal trap. You can only activate a card with this card's name once per turn. I like that. No multiple times a turn going on. So basically, you can only activate this card once per turn. Tribute one Cyber Dragon you control, special summon from the extra deck one fusion monster that lists Cyber Dragon as its fusion material, but it cannot attack directly and is destroyed during the end phase of the next turn. All right. I think that has some pretty good implications. Special summon one that lists Cyber Dragon monster as a fusion material. I was gonna say if it just said Cyber Dragon as like a summoning material, and say you could summon like Cyber Dragon Nova and then go into Infinity. But this card's got some unique implications. I don't know how it can't attack directly, but what you could do is just summon out a Twin Cyber Dragon. It's at 2800 and just have it run over stuff because essentially it can attack twice. Or you could use it to pierce, summon out a Cyber End Dragon, pierce something with like no defense and possibly attack for a game with something like this. This card could be pretty volatile and used in the right situation. And I can definitely see why they wanted to make it a hard once per turn. So yeah, I think this card's pretty great. What do you guys think about it? Let me know in the comments. We're going to go back to our other thing we were going to talk about, which was to look at these two builds of Mermails that we have. Let me sort these here. So this right now is looking like the Link heavy build that I would go with if like I said, I wanted to play a Link heavy build. I want to get rid of Genius because I thought I needed to play it with the Tomahawk, but I've been able to pull it off without, you know, using the Clifford Genius. So I think I'm gonna add Gaios in there actually, and I might as well just save that now. But so basically, this is the new list. One of the new lists, like I said, one of the two that I have in mind. And it's still kind of a work in progress. The Abyss OC I like in this build because the Aqua Spirits allows for a rank 4 play, which is like something like Bahamut Shark. Really, it's going to be the only thing you're going to go for. But this build, it plays the Sekkas, it plays the Undyne Engine, it plays the Link heavy extra deck, and it's with the Nightmares in the extra deck. It allows for a lot of really good combos with Links. The only issue is this deck is like, this version is sort of like a one-trick pony. You can only do one thing and one thing only, and that's just try to get Light of Sekka, try to get your combos off, try to go into the Link plays, hope your opponent doesn't have hand traps, etc, etc. And then you got to worry about siding in different stuff because Sekka is Sekka, and you got to, you know, adapt and improvise around that. We tested both these builds on stream yesterday, and they both performed pretty well. It's still kind of early to tell which one performed better, honestly. But this is the build, and right now I think it's running pretty good. And then this is the other build, which a viewer on stream had suggested. I also like this build because it can do a little bit more than the other build. Like, you don't have to rely so much on Link heavy plays because this card has all the good Xyzs and Synchros that we know and love that Mermail can play really well. Granted, I think I might cut Coral Dragon for white or a Dolphin. I'm still not sure yet. I might add a third Synchro and cut an Xyz or something. I might not play Gaios. I might just play Flare Metal because Flare Metal is so good in this deck. But as you can see, we're playing like a normal spell trap lineup, or spell lineup, I should say. Morays, Soul Charge, Upstart, Monster Reborn. Trying this card out, might replace it with Desires though, not sure. Raigeki 1-for-1 instance, and then of course Abyss Mizuchi, because I miss boosting this thing up to 32. You know, who doesn't want a 3200 Megalo, especially even boosting up to 37 with a card like Mistar Boy, which we play 2 of. So less Links, more Xyzs. I might cut Staryuja from this build just because I don't know if it's fully necessary. Just I think playing the 1 Borload's fine, and maybe throw a Decode Talker in there or something. But yeah, these are the two builds right now we're going with. What would you pick? If you guys had to pick one of these builds to play, which one would you play? Would you play this Mermail build, or would you play this Mermail build? Let me know down in the comment section below, and let me know what you think. But that's been it for this open game state. I hope you guys enjoyed. We looked at some new Photon Galaxy cards. I think that deck could actually be a pretty decent, relatively cheap deck to pick up in the future. I have everything I need in the cart, and like an Amazon, or not Amazon, eBay/Amazon cart. I'm ordering up both because I can get stuff cheaper on certain sites. And it's a total about 180 bucks for everything. And granted, when we get Hyperstar, the deck is even better. So let me know what you guys think. I hope you guys enjoyed episode 12 of Open Game State. And yeah, like I said, leave your feedback down in the comment section below. Join the Discord. Follow me on Twitch if you haven't. We've been streaming every day for like the past week. Love to have you there. And yeah, Winter Kill signing out. We'll see you guys in the next one.